Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy MKS. Here. Back with another one of my lists. This is part one of 3 parts, hopefully. Hoping to think of, as I usually do, chop them into 3 parts of 10. Hopefully my stream won't get disturbed if someone comes in, but if it does, I'll have to stop, possibly. And then I'll write up the rest of the list from whatever point I finish on. So if I finish on point 3, I'll write up points 4 to 7, but 10. Sorry, but hopefully I won't. Anyway, done a bit of sweeping up and had something to eat for lunch because I was rather hungry. I didn't have any breakfast, but anyway, sorry, trivial point. But for anyone who's watched my videos before, you'll see why you'll probably know why I mentioned that. And my mum is in Liverpool at the moment, so when she comes back, hopefully the house will be, and maybe some of my other relatives are coming. But anyway, I'll talk more about that perhaps another time. But I don't know if I want to talk about the sad news on this video. But anyway. So yeah, so I'll try and get to put through the list so I can hopefully finish it. Hopefully it won't be too long either. So I want to talk about some of the people, individuals and groups who I think should support my channel, and the reasons why I think they should support, possibly go through some of the reasons why I think they should support. I know I did a few videos on the reasons to support my channel, so please check that out if you can. I really appreciate any support. Much support as I get really helps. It helps me to help myself and others, so also to become independent. But anyway, I'm going to go into point 1, which is ideally I'd love everyone, really, as many people as possible, support my channel. I welcome any supporters. So from an ideal point of view, obviously I'd love everyone to support my channel, all the people who have YouTubes, all the people in the world, even people who don't have YouTube, but whoever has access to the internet. Obviously, that's the only thing you need is access to the internet to at least watch my videos. But if you're on YouTube, obviously you can help me more by subscribing to my channel, liking, commenting, sharing, and all that, and I really appreciate it. And like, even if you put my video on in the background and go and make yourself a cup of tea or do other things and just leave it running just to give me support, I'd really appreciate it. Obviously that's your choice, but I would love any support I can get. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so if I'm honest, I was thinking of making a video about reasons to not support my channel, who wouldn't support my channel, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Although it would be quite an ironic way to potentially get more views anyway. But I think like only the people, like, to be as honest as possible, I think haters or the far right or extremists or any sort of extremists or haters, the hateful people, they would probably be the ones who generally would avoid watching my videos. And I can't think of too many other groups, but maybe like I say, white supremacists or far right or any extremists, maybe Islamic extremists wouldn't want to watch my videos. And I think maybe people who find me a bit boring or find my voice boring, but I mean, even if it's just, as I say, I sometimes watch videos. I don't even watch the video, but I click on the video, including on my Smart Hub TV, which I think I did a reaction video on. So when I reacted to Blasphemous HD, you can see that. But anyway, I sometimes just watch YouTube videos out of black YouTubers or YouTubers of color, Asian YouTubers, mixed race YouTubers, and sometimes just literally just play their video in the background, go make a cup of tea, do some writing, and go somewhere else. And I probably don't really watch that much of the video itself necessarily, but I just leave it running if I'm honest. So even if people do that with my video, I'd be happy. But I hope people would watch it and enjoy it, maybe get some ideas from it and think, hopefully I'll be interested in it, entertaining and help people. And also perhaps people can hear my ideas and think, oh, that's something I never thought of before. Sorry, just trying to get comfortable. Anyway, I'm going to move on to point 2 because that was quite a long one. 2, secondly, like people who want to help me could like offer advice and all that, and people who just want to help a YouTuber who's starting his channel and giving it his best shot, trying to become independent and things like that. But yeah, also like I say, people who run their own YouTube and could perhaps help me, like other learning disabled or generally disabled YouTubers, and people who want to support those groups, as I hope to come to. But yeah, me as an individual, but also if my channel does well, thinking about all the people I want to help. So if you want to help those, helping my channel will perhaps help, because if I make enough money, I can then help other YouTubers. I think like disabled YouTubers supporting each other's channels as much as we can would be great. As well as people of colour and other groups like that, disadvantaged groups and so forth, or groups that often suffer disadvantage, or small YouTubers and things like that. Free, like libertarians, I think, because I talked about before about how much my ideas are about libertarianism, and if I do well, I can become self-reliant and I won't rely on benefits, hopefully. Hopefully that's my plan. By 2020, I'll be able to come off benefits for good. And just the worry is, like, if YouTube doesn't last, or I don't manage, well, if I don't manage to make as much money, or even if I do, and YouTube doesn't last, and therefore, I suppose if there's another video sharing platform that comes along, I'll have to use that. But yeah, I do hope to use this so I become as reliant as possible, not relying on anyone else. I've even thought about, like, ideally, I used to go to a shop and buy a lot of junk food and drinks, and my mum took my debit card away, to be honest. But also, like, even if I have money on me, like, to not spend it unless I've earned it, I suppose is the easiest way to explain it. So yeah, people who support libertarianism and freedom, how I can reduce taxes and the causes I support and things like that. For, again, people who support causes I support and what I call the four, please refer to my other videos to see that, including the video I entitled The Four. So if you check those as many videos as you can out, I really appreciate support, and also specifically that one as well. If you're only going to check out one or two, I think that would be the best one to check out. So as I say, Indigenous people from around the world, especially from from Africa, African nations, or possible African countries, Indigenous communities of Aborigines, Maoris, and so forth, Native Americans, Indigenous and Native Americans, people from Asia, Vietnam, Iraq, all possible Asian and African nations. As an anti-imperialist, I hope to support those. Also pacifist groups, peace-loving groups, and so forth. And just generally people who support my ideas. But yeah, I've talked about how in one of my previous videos, I talked about how I wish to support countries that have been separated or divided, if you like India, China, Argentina, Ireland, Spain, Morocco, and South Korea, places like that. Ireland, if I'm not mentioning Ireland. So 6 or 7 of them, but there might be even more that I've not even heard of. And if people from those countries support my videos, then I can make specific ones as well that I think they should definitely check out, which would support those communities. But if you support the cause I support, then obviously the more you support my channel, the more it can keep going, and I can keep producing videos to help others as well. So as I say, it will help me to help others. So please help me to help others is I think the message. As well as myself, as I say, to become financially independent. I don't plan to make a huge amount of money, just to make enough. I just want to earn enough to, as what the government says you can keep here in the UK, because there's a threshold of what you can keep. I also hope to have enough funds to. So I'm going to try and ignore that call. Hopefully I'll give up in a bit. I might answer it a bit later. To fundraise for those causes, and so I'm just going to try and turn this off for a minute. Sorry about that. Yeah, so to fundraise to support me, to help me to help others, as well as become independent and things like that. And yeah, to fundraise. Can't seem to turn this off. Damn it! Why do people call me at the wrong times? To fundraise for to fundraise for certain causes. So the more they help me, the more I can help others. Lost my train of thought. Sorry. 5 also. I say people who support the same sorts of things that I support. and support the same causes I support and all that kind of stuff. Damn it, God's sake. God, didn't turn this off. So yeah, people who agree with my ideals. How do I turn this off? And that kind of thing. And yeah, so people who agree with my ideals and share the same goals as me, who want to support disabled people around the world. And as I say, those the four as I talked about. 6, again, people who wish to help me to reach my full potential, and that kind of thing. Trying to think of any other points. 7, I think, yeah, just generally people who support me and my the same cause I support, and like who want to help my causes, and also who feel that at least I'm doing my best to actually earn a living. And if I struggle in other areas, I know I probably sound a bit like I'm begging, but if I struggle in other areas, that people can support me in those to become independent and things like that. 8, I think the people of colour and anti-nationalist groups and anti-hate groups, I think they should support my channel, as saying people of colour perhaps supporting each other's channel, disabled people supporting each other's channel, and things like that. 9, again, people who support the cause I support, like supporting African writers and artists. I can make a lot of channels about that and sort of donate some of my profits to things like that, certain causes like that, especially in specific type of videos. Or if I make enough money, enough to live on, like if I make enough what the government here, there's a tax threshold before you have to pay tax. So if I earn enough, I can become independent, not rely on benefits, and then any money I make over that can go to things like supporting African artists and authors, again, Asian authors as well, Indigenous, the 4 groups I talked about, the 4 that I keep talking about, and help me to prioritize those. 10, again, those who want to support young people around the world and support my channel, which I also hope, as I talked about before, I dream to support the 10% portion of people around the world. 10, yeah, supporting the help me to support the poorest people around the world. 10% poorest people in every possible country, and I don't know if I'm going to achieve that goal. I hope I will. I certainly give it my 100%. I give it my best shot. And if YouTube lasts long enough, and my YouTube channel itself, and I get enough views, I can do specific videos to do that. And also, as I say, let's say the government allows me to keep 20,000 before I pay tax. I'll only keep that 20,000 or 15, whatever the amount is. I don't know, but I could keep that amount to live on. Try and live a frugal life if I can. Despite my hoarding issue, where I collect paperwork and stuff, I try and overcome some of those problems if I can, which I'm really struggling with. But the rest of the money I can give to, as I say, support young people, 10% poor people around the world, education, de-radicalization. People talk about supporting the military, but I think if you de-radicalize people, then I think that the world will be more secure, so there won't be the need for as much militarism or weapons trade or things like that, so you can actually spend more money on feeding people, which hopefully will make the world more secure. And also, like, I want to help African software, education in African software. So I'm hoping to support African software developers and donate again some of my profits from my YouTube channel for that. So anyway, any points I didn't cover in this part, hopefully I'll cover in other parts. I think I forgot to call it part 1, so I'm probably going to edit it to part 1. So please look out for part 2 and 3. I really hope you support my channel. I really appreciate it. Again, especially people from India, all over Asia, India, China, all over Africa, in the Americas, all around the world really, but especially those groups before what I talked about, and also countries that were colonized, countries that were divided as well. I mean, maybe, like I said, there's 6 or 7 countries: India, China, Argentina, Ireland, Morocco, Spain, and South Korea, and possibly 1 or 2 others that might have been divided as well. So yeah, I appreciate your support. Peace and love.